Did you know that you can edit on your phone and across computers and multiple platforms using Adobe Rush, the video editing software? We're going to do a demo of this awesome product by Adobe with Danielle here at VidCon 2019, coming right up. Hey Data Dreamers, it's Michelle Osorio helping you grow your personal brand and online business using the power of video. So I'm here with Danielle from Adobe, and we're going to do a quick demo of Adobe Rush, something you can use on your computer, but you can actually move your project across over to your phone, or you can start on your phone, move around, vice versa. We're going to get a mobile demo right now with Danielle. So take it away, Danielle. Let's check this out.
So here, when I launch Rush on my phone, I have access to all of my projects. Just like you just said, I have access to projects that I've started on this device or on my computer. Everything is synced to Creative Cloud, so I can pick up wherever I left off, start here, move over to my computer, and vice versa.
That's cool. All right,
so to start a new project on my phone, I have two options. I can either choose media that I've already captured and is on my device or in the cloud somewhere, or I can go right into a capture experience and capture right into a new project. That's one cool thing about Rush, is that I can capture media, and I can also have control over my capture experience. So if I wanted to set my exposure or lock my exposure, change my temperature, or anything like that, I can also manually do that. It's a little cool looking in here. I could warm it up.
You can get a nice shot of Ray who's shooting this video.
Do that, and I can also change my resolution and frame rate. So if I wanted to shoot in 4K, 60, I can do that right here from within this capture experience.
You're a star, Ray.
Hey, Ray. All right.
He's trying to concentrate.
So any videos that I capture in this capture experience, you'll see they get queued up to go right into a project. And once I do that, it'll line it up into the timeline so that all my clips are laid out in the timeline here, and I can scrub and preview them, and then I can start making edits. So before we do that though, I'm going to go ahead and go back and start a new project here with some of the sample media that we ship with the application. So Rush, we wanted it to be very beginner friendly and help people who are maybe new to the video editing experience get started. So when you first launch the application as a new user, you're taken through about a 3-minute interactive guided tour to walk you through all of the steps of how to create a video from end to end within Rush. And so we use the sample media that ships within the application for this tour. So I'm going to show you that here. And your media, you select it in the order that you want it in your timeline, and you'll see you get a preview of your timeline there. You can add videos, photos, and music tracks all within this experience. If I wanted to add an audio track, we ship with 10 royalty-free soundtracks with the application, so I can add my music to play underneath my videos here as well. Then I'll name this, we'll call this Beach here. And then once I hit create, again, it's going to take all of the media that I selected right into a timeline. So you'll see that here. And I've got my video clips here. I can scrub through them. I've got my audio track playing underneath it. You can see my audio track is a little long. So let's start looking at some of the editing features within Rush. So I can do things like use a scissors tool to just split that clip right where I want to cut it off, take that last piece and just delete it. So we've got the scissors tool to split clips in half, and you can rearrange them within the timeline. So if I wanted to pick this clip up, just drag it right over, move it along the timeline. And then of course I can do things like take a handle, trim it back or forward to shorten or lengthen clips to make it, if I wanted to make this a quick Instagram story, 15 seconds, I could use those trimming handles there to shorten the duration of my overall video.
Yeah, that's great.
And then you can do things like create cutaway shots too. So cutaway shots are pretty popular with video editing. You see a shot and then you cut away to a different shot. So if I'm going to show this boat shot here, cut away to these folks talking about snorkeling, I can go from this shot to this shot. Maybe I shorten it a little bit. You can zoom into my timeline to get a better view here, and then cut back to this shot here of them on the boat. You can also utilize these additional video tracks. Like I said, 4 video tracks, 3 audio tracks that you have accessible to you. You can do things like create a picture-in-picture shot too. So if very common with journalism or news, you're having a talking head and you want to create like a picture-in-picture shot.
And reaction videos.
Yeah, or reaction videos. But you can do that also utilizing this secondary video track just by tapping on it and moving it around on the screen where you want it. Of course, these secondary video tracks can be used for other things beyond just video clips or photos, you can also add titles. So we'll go back to this plus button here and add a title. It's going to add a default title, but it also opens up this menu to show you a bunch of built-in titles that are shipping with the application. And we ship hundreds more free motion graphics templates in Adobe stock right from within this panel as well.
Oh,
so I can
nice.
choose from like these, I love these star twinkles, or these floating hearts. Let's go ahead and add that in here. And you'll see that these are already animated motion graphics templates. So these are created in our professional tools like Premiere Pro. So you don't have to know anything about animation or graphics. You just drag these on, and these are fully customizable. So you can really change them to make them fit your look and feel for your videos. So let's go ahead and add a title here. Change this back to some text that we can go ahead and edit. So I've added a title here. Of course, you have access to the layers. Like I said, they're fully customizable. So you have access to the text layers. I even have access to change the color of the shapes that are within these motion graphics templates. So with the text layer selected, I can change my font. I have access to Adobe fonts from here, and then all of these different fonts to choose from to really make it fit my brand and aesthetic of the video. And then
There's a lot here for a mobile app.
There's a ton, yeah.
Okay.
You can change the font size, the character spacing, the line spacing, the color. There's tons of things that you can change here. Of course, you can also change the text. So we'll call this Beach Fun. And then just like I did for creating that picture-in-picture shot, I can also take this, move it around, rotate it, put it where I want it, and then it retains all of that animation. So it'll still animate off, animate on, even though I've made all of these customizations to make it my own.
That looks really professional, actually.
Yeah. So motion graphics templates are really fun. There's also graphics that I showed you, those floating hearts, but there's transitions in there. There's a lot of really cool things within this bucket here, the things that you can really use to embellish your story. Then of course we have transitions. You can do things like apply transitions in between clips. If I wanted to add a cross dissolve in between my clips, you'll see that it'll cross dissolve from this clip to that clip. So it's a way to show a lapse of time or show transitions. You can also do things like apply a dip to black at the beginning of your clip if you want it to fade in from black or fade in from white. Really popular editing tool. And then color correction. Are you a Lightroom user by chance?
I am. I'm a beginner Lightroom user myself, but yes.
So similarly to what you can do for your photos, you can also do to your videos here within Rush. So there's a color panel dedicated to just adjusting all of your color here within the product. So of course you've got built-in presets, very similar to other apps you've used or Lightroom, where you just tap on a preset here and you can quickly give your video a look and feel. But let's say it's not quite, the colors aren't popping quite as much as you want them to. You also have all of these controls to manually edit. So if we want to make this a little bit warmer, make the colors pop a little bit more, you can really do that by adjusting these sliders here. So you have a lot of control to give your look and feel to the video.
Yeah, great.
And then the other thing I want to show you is audio. So I've got a soundtrack in here. I mentioned that you can also record voiceover directly into the product. So if I had a mic hooked up to my phone here, I could record a voiceover, maybe talk about my VidCon experience while I'm showing B-roll of my VidCon experience. So all of the audio that you bring into the application, we're using Adobe Sensei technology to automatically detect what type of audio you've brought into the application.
Oh, all right.
So if I tap on this clip here where this gentleman is speaking, you'll see that it's automatically detected it as a voice clip. Different, if I were to select on this music track, it's automatically detected it as music.
Cool.
If it's something that we can't detect or if it's ambient noise, it'll be selected as other. All right, so here, I'm just going to turn off my notifications. Here you've got a music track. So one common thing that we hear a lot from YouTube creators or content creators is that conflict between my music playing in the background and my narration, it's conflicting against each other. So one way to correct that is this is a voice clip here, this is a music clip. You can turn on auto duck. With one tap, it'll automatically deduct your soundtrack against any narration that's happening in your timeline.
Oh man.
So you can see that here the music is ducked and then it'll ramp up here when the gentleman stops speaking.
I'm gonna date myself here. I've been editing video a long time, and for many years I had to manually do all of that, and it was very time consuming. So what a time we live in where now a mobile app can just do that automatically.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
awesome.
powerful stuff. So let's say we're done and we're happy with our video. You can, of course, export your video. It automatically gets saved to the device or to your camera roll on my phone. And then once it's done rendering, and I'll go ahead and render this out here, you can have the option to share this directly to your social media channels. So one thing that we also hear from content creators is that they want to be able to save time and get their videos out as quickly as possible to all of their channels. So right from within Rush, you can share your video to YouTube. You can choose your thumbnail. If you're creating a thumbnail in like Adobe Spark Post, you can add a custom thumbnail that you've created. You can also set a thumbnail from within the video itself. And then once you're signed into your YouTube account, you have access to all of the things that you would normally have access to on YouTube, like your playlist, your channels, and things like that. So you can customize and add all of your information right from within the tool, and with one tap, share it to YouTube.
Perfect. So that's the whole cycle right there. That was going to be my next question, because I knew that that was going to be your next question, is what's the process to get it up to YouTube? But that sounds like that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
So, there's a lot of amazing tools. Make sure you check out Adobe Rush. I'll put a link in the description. And, I've talked about a lot of other tools, so make sure you check out this playlist. There's other steps you can take. I would recommend you upload to YouTube from Adobe Rush, but put it perhaps as private, then go to your computer and use the TubeBuddy tool or one of those to make one of those kind of tools, or vidIQ, and make sure that you optimize your video before you publish, because that's really important. So check out this next video where I talk with TubeBuddy about how you can get started using their plugin as an additional tool to help you get more views on YouTube.